All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there preaching his word, truth, and sincerity. It's your brother Shamar coming back with another lesson. And I wanted to go into this article I had seen the other day. And as you can see, this is from CNN. It's titled, U.S. Counterterrorism Officials Warn Police to Be on Alert for Ambush Attacks. So this is basically showing you that this they know, basically Esau's letting it be known it's going to be some false flag terrorist attacks going on, sometime in the near future, more than likely. And this article goes into it, so I'm gonna read some of this article and then hit some precepts. uh, it says federal counterterrorism officials are warning police departments across the country to maintain a heightened state of awareness for the political for the potential for ambush-style attacks against officers. In a new intelligence report viewed by CNN entitled Persistent Threat of Terrorist Ambush Attacks on First Responders, an analyst from the National Counterterrorism Center warned that police officers and emergency services personnel remain key targets for terrorists who may either seek to lure public safety officers into ambushes or stage ambush attacks without significant advanced planning. Due to their high visibility and 24/7 accessibility on duty, first responders are susceptible to becoming victims of ambush attacks, states the reported issued this week. The intelligence report states that the appeal of ambush-style attacks for terrorists likely stems from the nature of the target, the attack concealment, and the element of surprise. It also indicates the suddenness of an ambush attack may limit reaction and response by first responders, potentially providing the attacker with a tactical advantage. Citing FBI data, the report indicates that 53 U.S. law enforcement officers were the victims of ambush-style attacks by both terrorist and non-terrorist suspects between 2014 and 2018. So there's not that much left. In the report, officials outline incidents of unsuspecting police officers ambushed by assailants. For example, the report highlights a 2016 shooting of Philadelphia police officer sitting in his patrol car by a suspect who had pledged allegiance to ISIS. Analysts also reference a 2017 attack on a police officer at a Michigan airport by a suspect who shouted Allah Akbar and blamed the United States for deaths in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria before stabbing the unsuspecting officer. The intelligence report details for police officers the type of weapons used in recent ambush attacks against law enforcement. 30% involving firearms and 35% of incidents involving unarmed suspects using their hands to assault police, and 3% involving knives and 26% involving other types of weapons, including vehicles. The report also outlines 18 different tactics police officers can employ to help defend against ambush attack. Most refer to advanced planning, training, and remaining aware of one's surroundings. CNN has contacted the National Counterterrorism Center, which is under the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, for comment. Although the intelligence report does not reference ongoing tension between the U.S. and Iran, the release comes as American law enforcement and intelligence officials continue to assess the fallout stemming from the killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani and retaliatory Iranian attack on a military base in Iraq. U.S. officials remain on alert for additional Iranian response to include attacks on American interests from proxy groups linked to Iran. A CNN has reported one group in particular is Hezbollah, an Iranian-linked extremist organization designated by the U.S. as a foreign terrorist organization, The group is believed to have been responsible for several deadly attacks around the world over the past 3 decades, some of which killed Americans. In the latest report on global threats, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence lists Hezbollah as a key challenge to global security and claims the group most likely maintains the capability to execute a range of attack options against U.S. interests worldwide. Although federal law enforcement has arrested numerous people in recent years associated with or inspired by Sunni Muslim extremist groups like Al Qaeda and ISIS, the FBI has also disrupted the operational activity of a small number of individuals linked to the Shiite Muslim Hezbollah. U.S. counterterrorism officials have not publicly released estimates of how many Hezbollah members are suspected of being in the country, but a senior U.S. national security official tells CNN that the government continues to investigate and degrade Hezbollah's capabilities in the United States. So they're telling you right there that they already basically, allegedly, they're already infiltrated here in America. They just don't know where they're at or when they're going to do attacks or anything like that stuff. It's going to come out of the blue. And then they, further up, they was going into two different incidents where it's people that were linked to terrorist groups or Hezbollah groups. So it's just letting you know they they're going to happen. More attacks are going to be happening, especially like it mentioned, dealing with the how the Iranian government official dude Soleimani, he got killed. So now that's just escalated the tension even more, and they're saying that that's going to be more of a reason for them to do more attacks in America. All right, so this is just letting it be known that more so-called terrorist attacks are going to be happening here in Babylon. You know, and the first scripture I wanted to get is in First Thessalonians 5:1. And it says, "But of the but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." And we already know the times and seasons that we're in, man. This is the year of prophecy, and a lot of stuff has already been happening since the year started. All right, we still in the first month of the year, or the new decade, you know, and it's already been a lot of stuff going on out there in the Middle East. You had the Iranian general getting killed, World War III tensions heating up. All right, and what the so-called Black Hebrew Israelite attacks on these so-called Jews, and a lot of different things going on. All right, and this is just among the one of the many things going on. All right, as far as there's going to be more terrorist attacks happening, and you can see that how they're going to, like the brothers always say, they're going to try to link everything back together as far as connecting us with these terrorist groups. Saying that we're linked back to Muslim extremists, terrorists, and all that other stuff. So you can see how Esau is planning it. Basically, he's lining it up. All right, and it's going to be more attacks in the near future because Esau, he knows he's at his end pretty much. All right, the truth is out there and it's being pushed out there so much to the point that he can't ignore it no more. Now he just got to try to create all these different scenarios to happen to paint his false narrative that he wants to tell about us. All right, because that's what it's going to go back to ultimately. As you've seen, a lot of the so-called attacks or against these Jews that happen from so-called Black Hebrew Israelites, they they end up being linked up with Muslims or terrorists somehow in some way. And the next scripture I wanted to get is in Revelations 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." And Esau knows he has a short time. That's why you see this is being more this is being discussed now. And like I said, more than likely it's going to start being more terrorist attacks happening in random parts of America, because it says it already right here by the end of the article, how it mentions that they're they haven't released any estimates of how many Hezbollah members are suspected of being in the country. So if you suspect they're in the country, then clearly it's more than whatever they're going to say, and they haven't said no exact numbers at all. So they're already here in the country basically, and they saying that it's suspected, yet it's not going to be, you know, they're not going to talk about it until it's already too late. As far as when an attack happens, then they're going to be like, oh, we suspected them being in our country, they're here, da da da, whatever the story is going to be when it happens. Nonetheless, Esau is getting ready to set up more false flags to go down, and he's basically letting it be known. That's, you know, telling you right there in your, you know, plainly in your face. All right. Hey, so I just wanted to make this video real quick on that, and letting you know that it's meant to be, you know, a lot more going on this year, and hey, the year just started, you know. Hey, so with that, I want to give all praises again to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim out there preaching this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.